Hi, everybody. You're tuned in to Where Waters Meet, a podcast featuring discussions on fly fishing, art, all things outdoors with a conservation focus. Hey, everybody, it's Alex and Johnny.
Oh, hey, man.
Yeah, with Where Waters Meet podcast gear reviews.
Yeah. Exciting. I'm excited, you.
So wound up about it. So wound up. But yeah, so today we're gonna have a riveting review on the Umpqua River Run Nippers.
It's a great name. River Run.
It is. River runs through it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The movie.
The movie where it all began. Or not really, but yeah, so these nippers, this is a set that I bought myself. I've had these in service for some time. This is a fairly new product that Umpqua has made. I think that if you did your research, you would see that Dr. Slicks actually makes this for them. And Dr. Slicks makes this identical nipper, plus they have a side cut version. But for today's purpose, we're going to talk specifically about these. And, they're anodized aluminum. You know, the quality is nice. They're smooth. I've had no problems with the ease of use with, the action of them.
Yep.
And it comes with a lanyard, which I will make note that it does not come with this exact lanyard that I have, but it's basically the exact same lanyard. I don't know how it happened. I have the lanyard that came with this on another set of nippers. Anyways. But they're $24.99. It's a pretty good value as far as
in the world of nippers today. That's pretty good.
It is, and I mean they send you replacement blades, and those are replaced with a Torx bit, and you can adjust the tension of the action using a Torx bit as well. And they really are pretty well built, I would say, especially for $24.99.
Yeah, for that price, man, the machining looks pretty good on them. They're pretty smooth. You know, the fingernail clipper style nippers.
Yeah,
I have not used that set. I do have a set that's like that style that I've used.
Yeah, and I think for the price point with a lanyard, it's not a bad deal.
Nope.
If you get into the usability of it, that's like where, it changes a little bit for me, and part of it might be just my style of nipper use. And for those that are just getting into fly fishing, you might think, who the hell cares about nippers?
Yeah, exactly.
But they become a big part of what you're doing, and they kind of become an extension of your fingers, essentially, and I haven't really used this style that's like, as John described it, like the fingernail clipper style. I've always used the ones where it would almost be like if you turn this around backwards and the nipper end was on this side. So what I end up doing is, I have the nippers very close to my fingers, and I can be very fine-tuned. It's very quick, very intuitive. I don't even really have to think about it. This, if I'm doing small flies like dry flies and or even just trout flies in general, I'm out here more. This has got a further length of kind of extension away from my fingers. And so like when I go to trim something,
it's just a little awkward.
It's a little awkward, yeah. I feel a little off. It takes me a little bit more to get there. What I will say about these compared to other fingernail style ones is that if you really do want to use it this way, you can, but at that point it changes the action and it's a little bit harder to pinch than it is back here. So I'm still using these. I haven't given up on them, but it's taking me a little bit to get used to. I don't know if I'm going to get there, and I might eventually say I love them, but right now I still feel a little bit awkward.
Yeah, I never did with that style. I've got another company, same style. It was the latest and greatest thing, so I got it, and I just couldn't get used to it. Yeah, it's no fault of the product. It just was awkward. It wasn't intuitive on how to cut stuff. It was a great manufactured piece, just like this. This looks really nice, high quality piece, but it just didn't. I just didn't like the ergonomics of using it.
And this might be one of those things where if you're just starting out and you're starting down the Nipper, road, you might get used to these.
Yeah.
And this might be great because this is what you started with. I've just spent so many years using the other style nippers that this is a little awkward at this point. One thing that I will also note about these two is that this one, it doesn't necessarily do it because this ring is bigger, but the lanyard that the River Run Nippers come with, the ring actually flips over and it jams the action at times, where it won't want to close, and then you got to fuddy dud around with it to like get it opened up so that you can kind of nip again. And that's something that's a little bit of a pain when you're using them. What I will say is you could easily negate that by just changing what your attachment point is here. Use a smaller ring or tie a small piece of paracord through the loop or something, and you could kind of make it so that that isn't an issue. So that's definitely not a deal breaker for me. But I mean, all in all, I would say that this is a great piece of gear that is made well. That for me, I don't like the ergonomic layout as to how you use it to nip compared to what I'm used to. So maybe I'll get used to it. Maybe I won't. I don't hate it enough that I'm not using it. I'm still using it and they work great. They're sharp and they do an awesome job, cutting.
Yeah. Like I told you, my other ones, they're over with my saltwater gear now. And I just use it for that because everything's a little bigger with the saltwater stuff. I can, you get bigger tippets and then you can get into like bite tippets, or a wire, and I don't feel bad cutting that stuff with them. Because you have that little added extra mechanical advantage too.
There's definitely more cutting force with these. Yeah. If somebody was cutting large stuff or braid
and I don't have to be as precise when I'm trying to get in there. So that's what I use them for. So I mean, I still have a place for them, but it's not my everyday go-to thing.
Yeah, so that's good to note. Like if you're fishing, if you're out pike fishing or striper fishing or something, this might be a great added thing to your bag as far as you got a little more cut force and you're cutting large things and you don't need to be as precise. For us both personally, though, I would both agree that this would not be our choice of a go-to for trout tippet.
No, there's better stuff out there.
Yeah. But
for that application,
but nothing wrong with the design.
No.
I mean the craftsmanship that goes into this. It's really kind of for $24.99. It's really quite nice with the anodizing, and
I was surprised when you told me how much they were.
Yeah, and the fact that it comes already with a set of replacement blades, and you get a lanyard and everything. It's a good value for the quality that's there. Yeah. So the Umpqua River Run Nippers.
There they are.
Hope that was helpful, guys, and we'll see you at the next gear review.
Yep.